Hello and welcome back to another video on the Russell's Way and to another edition of NXT 2.0 out of 10. And of course it's a big show today because it's the first episode of NXT we've had since Worldscollide this past weekend. Lots of belts from NXT and NXT UK getting unified. And yeah, also on this particular episode of NXT we had lots of people who were on that show sticking around. So let's get straight into it. Tyler Bate kicked off the show addressing his loss, talking up Braun Breaker, the new undisputed champion, before Gallus came out to mock Bate and a brawl broke out shortly after. Gallus had taken Bate down in the ring when Braun came out and took them down. Braun then challenged Gallus to a tag team match with Tyler on his team for the main event that we had it backstage. Yeah, good first segment. Bate decent promo, and Jay just set up the main event really. Pretty Deadly were then celebrating their title, and when Lash didn't join them, Lash didn't tell the champ that she heard fans were saying that Deadly only won because of Damien Kemp. The duo were not happy to hear this and wandered off while complaining about whiny wrestling fans. I mean, they're not, to be honest, they're not wrong, are they? Yeah, I guess it's all just setting up that future tag team match between Pretty Deadly and Diamond Mine, which yeah, I think will be a good match. But anyway, moving on then to the first match of the night, and that was Toxic Attraction versus Nikki, Ash and Dewdrop. Nikki and Dealer kicked off the match, and Ash got a big lariat before tagging Dewdrop in, who got a near fall for a big slap. Dewdrop then tagged Nikki in for a double team move before Jane came in and took control of the match. Nikki got a neck breaker but was shoved off the top rope and fell outside before Jane hit her with a senton on the apron. Dewdrop then tried to help, but Dolan came in with a kick from the ropes to take her down. Ash caught Jane on the apron and trapped her in the ropes before unloading on her. In the ring, Dewdrop got the snowplow and a splash from the middle rope, picking up the victory. And yeah, it's 6 out of 10 from me. I mean, like, good match, but yeah, to be honest, I would have liked seeing Toxic Attraction get the win here, really put them over. Presumably Ash and Dewdrop are going back to the main roster again. So yeah, I mean, the match was decent enough, but I think maybe we should have had another winner, to be honest. We then got a video package from Apollo Crews and his eyes were bloodshot after being poked by Waller twice. He said that he had his sights set on him before NXT continued with Wesley versus JD McMahon. Lee was in control earlier, and McDonough sent him outside before hitting a dive and taking him out just as we headed for a break. Back after it, JD was up against the ropes and Lee caught him with a big knee to the face. McDonough was sent outside once more before Lee sent over the announcer's desk with a spear through the ropes. Lee then got a double knee to the face for a near fall before getting a sunset flip. JD then got a sudden pop-up side 2 suplex before picking up the win. And Jack gets 7 out of 10 from me. Really good match this. JD getting the win, I think it's the right decision. Build him up again after that loss. But yeah, really good match between two of NXT's best wrestlers, you'd have to say. Tony D'Angelo was then backstage and asked Pretty Deadly how much it cost to get Damon Kemp to turn on Diamond Mine. The chants were furious and claimed that they won their match on their own before walking out. Before we got Roxanne Perez versus Miko Sasamura. Miko took control of the match early on and got a kick followed by a shoulder block and a big knee strike. Roxanne was then caught in an armbar before breaking out and getting the head scissors for a near fall. The two were then trading submissions in the ring when we saw Cora Jade watching the match from backstage with a baseball bat. Jade stormed off, presumably to interfere as the match continued. Miko got some big moves and followed by a spinning heel kick and headed up the ropes. Roxanne caught her on the ropes and got a Hurricane Rana for a near fall before Miko came back with a Pele kick and hit a Scorpion finisher, picking up the W. And Jack gets 7 out of 10 from me. Good to see Miko in NXT. More of that, please. Yeah, I mean, like, Perez, I mean, it's kind of one of those things that got put over in defeat, really, because post-match, Perez was in the ring as Miko was on her way out, and Jade attacked Roxanne from behind, and with a baseball bat. Miko then turned back and ran after Jade, but the latter ran out of the ring and fled backstage. So yeah, just setting up storyline now. Diamond Mine then got a short video clip talking about how he was almost looked over in Diamond Mine. He said the Creeds were jealous of him before admitting that he attacked Roddy on Sunday, and he framed the flames between the Creeds and Roddy to take Diamond Mine down from the inside. Yeah, building up as a monster heel. Kind of looking forward to seeing where it goes, to be honest. Yeah, intriguing storyline. Before it's time for Ricochet versus Trick Williams. Ricochet sent Trick out of the match before Trick got some big kicks in. Trick then went for a splash in the corner, but Ricky moved out of the way and went up the ropes. But Trick pushed him off and dropped him near Hayes, who was at the announce table. Trick then got a near fall off a swing net breaker before Ricochet hit flying elbow and a big elbow springboard move. Ricochet got the recall and staring down Mello from the ring and got the shooting star press on Williams for the W. And Jack gets 7 out of 10 from me. Really good match between two of NXT's best. Ricochet getting the win, I think after his loss last time out, was probably the right decision as well. So yeah, on the whole, really good segment, 7 out of 10. Tony D was backstage and asked Cameron Grimes to join him once more. Grimes strongly refused before things got tense and the brawl broke out. Tony put Grimes through the table with a Uranagi before they left. The Creeds and Ivy Nile then were furious backstage after threatening Damon Kemp. They said they were focusing first on their tag title rematch. Pretty Deadly came in and said that because no one believes they could beat the Creeds without Kemp, the champs will let them decide the stipulation for the upcoming title match. Looking forward to that match. That's for next week. That'll be really good. Before we got Nathan Fraser versus Axiom in the first of the best of three. Fraser and Axiom managed to counter each other's moves early on before Nathan was sent outside and Axiom hit him with a huge dive. Back in the ring, Fraser locked in a Boston Crab and transitioned into a calf crusher before Axiom found the bottom rope. Axiom came back with a big drop kick and picked up the win in the first of their best of three series. I thought Fraser might get the win in this one, but I guess it would just go to 1-1 next week. On the whole, no issues with this. 6 out of 10 did its job. Backstage, Mello was then distressed upon learning that fans will pick the stipulation for next week's match. Then it's time for Bron Breakker and Tyler Bate versus Gallus. Breakker and Coffey were in the ring early on, and Shelton was in control before tagging in Bate. Tyler was isolated in Gallus' corner for a bit before he tagged Bron back in and hit tandem suplexes. Back after a break, Bron was clearing the ring, and Coffey snuck in a hot tag, but Breakker took him down with a spine buster. Bate came in with a double team move before Wolfgang tried to interfere but got taken out by Tyler. Coffey was about to blindside Bate, but Breakker took him down with a spear. Bate then followed up with a Tyler driver 97 before getting a win. And after the match, JD McMahon showed up and took down Bate before fleeing as NXT went off the air, setting up that match. Which will be a really good match. And the main event did its job, put the baby faces over. So good stuff, 7 out of 10. But anyway, guys, overall this week, NXT gets a I'm going to give it 7 out of 10. I thought it was a really, really solid episode of NXT this week. Some banger matches in there, some really interesting results, and we're already setting up some storylines for this little section. On the whole, I thought it was a really good episode, 7 out of 10. But anyway, guys, that's it for video. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, let us know what's comments down below, and follow the link in the description for daily wrestling news, and subscribe to the channel, it's greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.